We are back. We are back. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I know you guys were doing a hangout Friday night.
Oh, it was so much
We are,
fun.
oh my gosh, we're approaching 1,000 in Faces of Epilepsy community on Facebook.
Even
We
hearing
are
that.
giving away these beautiful free beanies, one that you happen to be wearing. Hey,
Mhm.
everybody, welcome to the feed. I am Lisa Lopez Griggs. So excited. Faces of Epilepsy Everyday. And this is my beautiful co host. Say hi,
Hey
Alyssa.
guys. Yes, I am Alyssa, and I'm so excited that we're almost reaching 1,000. The hard work and dedication that we've been putting in to show you guys how much we care, giving away these free beanies. Yes, you heard it right. Free. It's been such a beautiful ride, right?
And these are not like beanies, like, no offense to Amazon. Okay. These are not $1 beanies. You know
No,
what I'm saying? Because you can buy
they're
beanies on
thick.
Amazon and those are like $1, right? But these are like such high quality. They're so beautiful inside and out. I mean, they're really knit beautifully. The quality is just top tier. So
Yes.
I'm so excited, that the companies are partnering with us. We're getting more sponsors. I
Yeah.
also want to just give a big shout out to our producer, who I was just saying before the show, where I'm like, Mike, Mike Hall, I never think has a bad day, because there's kind of like God and then Mike Hall. So I was like, surprised, sir, that you were saying you were having a little bit of a challenging day on Saturday, especially with that being Valentine's Day, because I feel like, Mike, the men have to kind of show up. And I think as
Hard
women,
sometimes.
we sort of like expect that. And I think we kind of sort of expect, like, oh, Valentine's Day, you need to get us roses, you need to massage our feet, get us strawberries that are chocolate covered. Like, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of an expectation for the men around Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And coming off the heels of that and then doing a show today, I just never expect that you have a bad day, Mike. I never expect that, because you always seem so like stoic and together and
Yeah.
just, there's so many times where I'm like huffing and puffing and like not regulated. And you're such like this calm, steady force.
Yeah.
And I
It
don't
puts a
even
lot
know how
into
you do
perspective.
it. So, like, I don't know. How do you do it, sir? How do you do it?
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much. I don't feel that way. I would say, in the words of the Incredible Hulk, the secret is I'm always angry. And unfortunately, I mean that a lot of people, if we're just gonna be honest, a lot of people have to get angry, right? For me, I'm pretty much always angry, and I just control that anger. I think it has to do with the Capra. Who knows? But the idea there is that I wanted to just say how thankful I was. I was I'll go ahead and share. I said this before the show, but I really mean it. Other than the fact I'm frustrated my camera's got the holdups on it. Everything should be running great. Anyway, that's the producer issue. But basically, we all have issues. If you have epilepsy, if you're on the meds, you have issues. You just do. Um, Look up your meds. If you're on epilepsy, pretty much, or excuse me, if you're on meds for epilepsy or seizures, pretty much every medication they prescribe to you says you will, be depressed. You will have anger issues. Not sort of, kind of, not maybe if, but it's going to happen. And I think
Mhm.
the self awareness, one of the best things we can do is be self aware of what's going on inside of us. And so for the first 2 or 3 years, I didn't really know. I didn't recognize, I didn't understand that I'm taking a medication that's causing me this out of controlness, this lack
Yeah.
of ability to control my temper or my depression. And
Mhm.
I'll just explain the cycle real fast,
Mhm.
because hopefully if anybody's going through it and they don't understand the cycle, um, for me, it starts with rage. Right? And the craziest part about it is you don't know the trigger,
Mhm.
right? So you're
Mhm.
living your life, but you see something on Facebook. Your neighbor says something, whatever the case may
Mhm.
be. You see something on the TV, somebody sends you a messed up DM, whatever the case. and you feel that anger. Now, before you understand what that is, and then that anger starts rolling and you're getting angrier and you feel the anger emotions rising inside you. And normally you'd be like, man, I need to like go, walk it off. I need to take 3 breaths or, you know what I mean? I need to, you know what I'm saying? Get a cool drink of water or just laugh it off. You don't have that. It's just, I can't control this, but I'm getting madder, like a boiling pot, right?
Oh,
Uh, yeah, you just, it's like you feel that heat. You're like, I can't do it. And either you explode or you feel it and you rage out to the point of where it kind of peaks. And then you get on the come down, which is almost worse for you. The anger's worse for everybody else. And then the come down, that energy then turns inward. And then you start to feel depressed. You start to feel weak. And you start to feel angry, but not rage angry, but angry at yourself and your situation and your lack of control in this situation.
Yep.
And you start to feel low. And if you don't do something in that moment, when you feel uncontrollably sad and angry, if you don't reach out in that dark place for help, and man, I gotta tell you, that's why Faces of Epilepsy on Facebook, silly as it may sound, is so important to me because I have a place now where I know people will understand this. And whether they haven't gone through it, but they're caretaking for someone and can watch it, and they have someone that can kind of explain it and talk it out and go, this is what's going on inside of us, so they can help. Or it's Liz, me, or you who goes through this maybe daily. If it's a rough week, you know what I mean? We could almost go through it
take it day by day.
2 or 3 times a day. You could wake up and have a morning with a medication, and you can wake up feeling more depressed than normal, and you gotta take your meds, and then you feel normal, but then you have a rage thing, and you have to work through that, and all in one day. And sometimes it's once a month, whatever the case. But I just want people to know there's a place you can go.
Yes.
We're here.
And we're
And
here
the
for
support
you.
I got. Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Legitimately. Thank you for your support and your love and your comments, because you didn't have to do that. No one is obligated. And that's the cool part about it. I didn't post expecting any comments. I posted just wanting to go, it's so therapeutic for me and helpful for me to put this down. And as I said at the end, and I'm okay now, and I really am. And I really was at the time. I was able to go on and record and, go back to work and have a lovely evening. But at that time, I felt low. And if I didn't have Faces of Epilepsy group, and if I didn't know there were people out there, who knows how my day and night day would have went. Because we've all been on that cycle, man, where we got stuck in that bad experience and bad emotional loop, and it lasted far too long. And so just a quick thank you. And I wanted to just express, like, that's what we're here for, is so everybody knows we're not alone. And this is one of the first times in 8 years that I was able to reach out, express how I was feeling almost in real time, and felt better by doing it, knowing that I was putting that information in a place where other people could relate. And hopefully that experience, and the one thing you pray and the one thing that makes it better, Liz, I'm sure you'll attest to this, is knowing that there are other people out there that feel better because you're going through it. And there are other people who feel less alone and more connected to you and our family because you feel that. So yeah, I'll quit talking. You asked.
No, we keep going. Whenever you are saying this, it puts so much into perspective for me, and I'm sure for Lisa and everyone else too, because you are a producer, right? We literally just hop on the camera and we're ready to go. You have to deal with so much stuff in the background. So especially for me, it put so much into perspective. When you put that in the chat, I was like, oh my gosh, like, he struggles too. And when you said that you were on Kepra, I had the same thing, literally the same problem. I would miss meds, and then I would take my Kepra twice. The Kepra rage is so real. And the fact that you are able to control it so well, I give you so much credit for that. Seriously.
Instead of control it, let's just say be aware. And that's what I recommend
Be aware.
everybody do.
Yes.
And controlling it is managing. I wish
Managing it, yeah.
and it's being aware because the thing is, it's okay to get angry. It's okay to feel out of control. It's not okay to behave and damage yourself, your things, or other people because of those feelings, right?
Wow.
And that's
Yeah.
so important to remember. And if you can get to a place where you're like, I can't control my rage and I'm so angry right now and but you stay quiet, or you go to a place where you're alone. You go to your room, you go to your
Yeah.
wherever your alone place is, and you're like,
Your safe space too.
yeah. And if I need to, throw pillow, if I need to beat the crap out of a pillow and punch a pillow and get this rage out, that's what I got to do until I
Yeah.
feel the break, until I feel that rage energy peak break, and I can
Yeah.
breathe, and I feel like I'm not controlled by the anger, but I'm back in control.
And you know what's crazy? It happens so quickly as well, and you might be able to attest to this too. When you do miss a dose of meds, it's also like, "Wait, should I take double? Should I not? Should I like it's a little confusing and for me definitely scary at first. I don't know how you feel about that. Like, do you
Yeah,
think it's a little like nerve-wracking to miss your meds and then be like should I do this? Should I not? Like, how do you feel about that?
agreed. It's tricky because you got to decide: do I take because here's the thing about it. Our meds are real temperamental. Clearly, because they make us real temperamental, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's tricky because, I like not medical advice or anything like that. Not medical advice or anything like that, but um, I almost believe it comes down to like how long it's been since you missed your dose.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
meaning, okay, if I take a dose a day, facetiously, right? But if I take one dose of Keppra and Vimpat a day, as I do two, and I can do two, it's more complicated, so we're gonna go with one, right? But if I take one
We're
dose a
hearing
day,
you.
right, and I take that dose at facetiously, I'm not saying I do, but I take one dose of Vimpat and Keppra every day at noon. I take it with my lunch, right? Because I need a little meal.
Yeah.
Mornings are tricky. I take it with my lunch. That way I don't forget because mornings can get busy. But usually with lunch, I know if I'm not taking this pill and this pill, I've not had my lunch, right? And if I've not had even a snack, a granola bar, a piece of fruit, maybe a full on sandwich, but I take my lunch, I eat my medicine. Cool. Okay. And then 24 hours from now, I'm going to do the same thing again. I honestly believe it comes down to when you realize you forgot your med, right? So if you're on a 24-hour period, 12 hours would be midnight if you take them at noon, right?
Mhm.
So if you realize at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. you've missed your meds, for me, better to not take the meds again because of the overdose of Keppra. Not overdose, but because of the amount of Keppra that my system is going to have to work through and filter through, right?
Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot because 'cause you're not used to taking that
But
much.
everybody's different, and my
Mhm.
epilepsy, for lack of a better term, is way under control compared to other folks, right? In that I haven't had a seizure since mid-October. Thank you, Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then before that, it was like June or July. So, because of that, um, you know, I understand my situation is different, and I may not need the meds on the level that other folks do, and maybe if they forget their meds, no matter what time it is, they need that amount of Keppra, amount of Vimpat, amount of whatever the case in their system, right?
Yeah.
So, and
I
and
hear you.
definitely, Lisa, let us know, what you think about it when you're back. She's working on some stuff in the background there, but she is in the mix with us.
Mhm.
And let us know. As a
Hi,
caretaker,
you guys. I'm so sorry. Like major technical difficulties over here today. I don't know. I just like lost my computer. I literally think it's because this is such an important message to get out, Mike. I mean, I really do. I saw that post that you made on Saturday, and like I said, I never see you as someone that could ever have any challenges. Like even what you were talking about with Kepra Rage, it brought me back to my own son Judah. and just
Yeah.
the disappointment of me not knowing where that rage was coming from.
Mm,
Now I know because I'm listening to you and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what happened to my son.
yeah.
And he was so happy all the time. He was like how Alyssa talks, so jovial, so happy, such a life of the party. His nickname was Mr. Mayor around town. So just to even like see that, Mike, that you would ever like wobble is kind of like, whoa. Like just never even imagine. I don't really see you as ever like having challenges because you just always seem like you have it together and you're doing so much with so many shows and multitasking and just always showing up for everyone else. So just want to
Thank
support you, however we
Yeah.
can.
Hey, one of our things is gonna hit, and we're all gonna be rich. So something's gonna hit. I I
That's
consider
right.
for those that don't know, the feed is a PT Pod production, and the
Mhm.
way to kind of look at it as PT Pod is uh, for those that don't know, maybe like a record company, and each show is like its own group and its own that makes their own records, the podcast they do, and one of our bands is going to hit, and we're all going to go on a great big tour. Limos and helicopters. It's going to be lovely. So let's go.
I love it.
You got that right. We got something so beautiful coming, and we want you guys to post about it too. That's why we keep on putting it so
Yeah.
much in these groups
Yeah.
because we've got something so much here. And Mike,
Mhm.
you have been doing, like I said in the beginning, so much for us, and we see that. So we appreciate you.
Well, we're a team. And
Yes.
remember, at the end of the day, guys, no matter what you do, love it. You know what I mean? That's what I want to
Yeah.
encourage everyone. Love what you do, And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, everything you do, except for deal with epilepsy, is a choice. And how
Mhm.
we deal with it is a choice,
Yes.
as well. So that's very important to know. But man, I'll tell you guys, for everybody listening and watching, I do this because I love this so much. And even people that know me, outside of this and us. Because believe it or not, I existed before I met you guys, and
What?
I bet you guys existed before you met me, and they're like, man, this epilepsy thing, like, even my own
I
family, they're like,
didn't know
this
I
is like,
existed though before you.
what?
Mike,
I
you're
just
you're
popped on
so
the
good
planet.
at pulling out the gifts in each one of us. So I didn't know that I existed to the degree that I do.
Well, it's important that you do know. But even, for me, my own family and other people I work with, they're like, man, this is really, you are cranking it out. Like you have just taken this and ran with it in a way. And but yeah, okay, yes. But it's because of you all, and it's because of everybody watching, and it's because of everybody in the Facebook group and on the YouTubes and the Rumbles and and the Instagrams and the I can't name all the wonderful places and all the ways we're building this family and
Yeah.
how it's so important. And it's like, oh my gosh, the beautiful thing is to have the caretaker and the person going through it and the
Yeah.
mom who's dealt with it and understands and goes, I know what being a caretaker is. I understand how dang important it is for caretakers to have someone who understands that can be compassionate towards them, who
Mhm.
knows what they're giving up, right?
Yeah, it's hard, especially you see for Lisa, I don't know what it's like being a caretaker of somebody who has epilepsy because I'm the one that has epilepsy,
Mhm.
but
So you
it
do know
must
though,
be
but you do know. You
yes,
as Jordan
I know.
Peterson says, you have to treat yourself like someone whose health
Yeah, you're
and
right.
well-being you are personally responsible for. If you
Yeah,
don't wake up and treat yourself like you would treat anyone who you were accountable for, their health and
Mhm.
well-being, you're doing it.
Mhm.
mm, that's a good point. And guys, the fact that we are reaching people across the globe and showing them that even though we have epilepsy, we're capable of
Mhm.
doing so many things too, that seriously warms my heart.
Well,
And
and that was
if
the
you
next thing I wanted to say, and then your value, dude, like, seriously. Like, we're experiencing life with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is episode 16, right? And if we
Yeah.
look at the very first episode, you were in a lower place. You really were.
Oh,
You were in a lower place emotionally, and you were hoping that it worked out and made sense. And now you're working, you're developing relationships socially outside of just the podcast. You're building your online community and your podcasts while
Yeah.
you're dealing with epilepsy at the same time, proving to us that, you know what I mean? You have epilepsy, it doesn't have you, right? Same thing
Yeah.
with Enrique and why we feature
Right.
him, because we need people to see you guys. We need people to be inspired. We need people to feel loved and seen by folks who understand exactly what they're going through and thrive. Guys,
I
see, this
needed
is
to
why I
hear
don't
that.
come on the show. I overtalk. This is why I'm like,
No,
"Let's get
we
after it."
want you to talk. Mike, we want you to be seen too because you are such a big part of this. You're our producer.
Guys, I
Of
talk too much. I'm gonna
course.
go get 4 other podcasts. I'll be right back.
No. We love you talking, Mike.
It's a joke.
No.
Please.
You need to talk too, because you know what? It's really, really important to the men in the epilepsy community. The men do not speak up in the epilepsy community. They are full of shame. They are full of guilt. They
It
see
hurts
it,
them.
having a chronic illness, as weakness. And I have said this over and over and over, even with regard to my son. We never talked about his epilepsy. Most people did not know my son even had epilepsy. Even people close to me, they did not know that my son had epilepsy. We didn't talk about it. It was something we dealt with. We dealt with it. You know, we didn't talk about it. It wasn't, we didn't talk about it until after he passed away. And then it was like, oh my gosh, you could actually pass away from epilepsy. And we just don't talk about that conversation even, because most people don't want to talk about death. You know, they just
Good point.
don't.
Can I ask, you know, Judah being he was a young guy, vibrant, you know, drummer. How, like, when you had to disclose to folks he, you know,
Yeah.
had a condition, what was that for him? Like, what was that process like? Did he not want to? Did he say just don't? Or did he say you deal with it? Like, what was the
Yeah.
process of him having to disclose to folks, hey, you know what I mean? We have special
I think
considerations.
that there's a lot of shame and there's a lot of judgment around what we don't understand,
Yeah.
no matter what it is. No matter what it is, it could be culture, it could be race, it could be chronic illness, any chronic illness, epilepsy, diabetes, AIDS, could be anything. If we don't understand it, we judge it. And that's where the stigma comes from. The stigma always comes from things we don't understand and that we know nothing about. And then we have to give our opinions about it. And we have to give our own filter attached to that. And at the end of the day, and you know, we talk about our faith a lot on this show. There is still a lot of judgment around epilepsy because people in the Christian circles, people in the Muslim circles, there are a lot of religions that still believe that epilepsy is demons, it's demonic. And it may be because, you know, it does talk about a demon possessed man that was foaming at the mouth. He was shaking vigorously and he was getting stiff. And so, in man's interpretation of that experience, that there is a belief that that demon possessed man was an epileptic. Does that mean that all epileptics are demon possessed? Does that mean that if someone has a seizure, those are demons? And I would just say, okay, if that's true, then diabetes is demonic. Then mental health is demonic. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then we're just going to classify every single disease as demonic.
Hey man, your phone and your computer and your car sometimes shut down and need to reset too due to the electrical impulses they have. 'Cause they're all
Good point.
demonic too. My phone and my computer and my car.
Everything
When
is.
my alternator went out in my car, it wasn't because it's an alternator that charges an engine via a battery and electronical pulses run through it, and it can get messed up, specifically and especially if it was super complex, like more complex than the most super complex superhuman AI computer we've ever heard of in the world. It computes
Mhm.
faster than that, right? Because we all know the multi-billion-dollar AI computers never have glitches or problems,
Yeah,
right?
like
And
what?
it's demons when they do. I'm sorry, I can't.
I You're funny.
Mm.
I feel like people just didn't understand the body yet. So
Yes.
they put this like label on it, and they made people terrified when
Mhm.
and it was like a superstition, and that's why a lot of people didn't want to deal with it. A lot of
Mhm.
people didn't want to deal with people who had epilepsy because way back when somebody had a seizure, they didn't really know anything.
Yeah,
They
Mhm.
were
and
terrified.
can I
Mhm.
be honest?
Yeah.
Both of you ladies would have been drowned in the river for being witches long ago if we were back then,
Drown
okay? Let's be
me.
honest. Am I wrong? Where's the
No.
lie? Okay?
No,
Both
I
of you
no,
ladies.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, especially with regard to the amount of faith that I walk in, because I am a faith-filled woman. Like, I don't mess around in that area. I mean, I am out there trying to walk on the water right
You're
now.
killing it. But
Jesus holding my hand,
my whole point is it's
um,
time we
trusting
progress.
him.
Yes, it's time we progress. It's
Yeah.
time we move past othering humans we don't understand with conditions we don't understand, especially and specifically if they're not contagious. Man, if
Yeah,
you have a
literally.
thing and you're not contagious, I should not be scared of you. One of my best friends, dearest to my heart friends, has muscular dystrophy and has since I've known him. And it would be so weird if I treated him as less than, or I didn't wanna be around him.
Just because of that.
It's not, "I'm gonna get MD because he has MD."
Mhm.
Um, so, it's so important that people understand not only is it not contagious, but we're hyper functional. A lot of times, we're more functional than the average person because we
Right.
simply have to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Well, and I just want to say to the men today, because I know that we're bringing this show to a close right now, but to the men today, this is a safe space for you.
Yes.
Faces of Epilepsy, the communities we have on Facebook, facesofepilepsy.me will take you right to the Facebook community. There are a lot of men in there that will talk to you, that will pray with you, that will converse with you, that are relatable. They are humanized, meaning they go through their stuff. Mike, and maybe I needed to see that because I sort of, held you in such a high place. Like
Well, now I
he
wish I
never
didn't
wobbles.
post it. Well, now I wish I didn't post it because I still want you to hold me in a super high
I do.
place.
You're
I
there. You're
do. But
there.
I also recognize that you're going to have moments, and that's the under construction, progressive things that you deal with. Like, I always looked at you as like, well, Mike has his epilepsy under control because his medications, are keeping that at bay. Even though I believe you did have a seizure last year.
October, yeah.
I think that was kind of surprising
Gotcha.
that you had a seizure, which would be considered a breakthrough seizure because you're on medication. And my son had those all the
Oh,
time, So, and then with Alyssa, she has epilepsy that's drug resistant. So, oh, there's just so much to unpack here. And I just hope that the men know that this is a safe space for them. And they don't have to come
yeah.
on a podcast and talk about it. They can just message you privately.
Absolutely. And shout out, there are two dudes that are absolute leaders. They're admins in our group. That's Harold Creekmore and Enrique Willis. And these guys are
Yes.
amazing dudes. They've helped me legitimately.
Such
They've
kings.
been great friends to me, and they will be great friends to you. I highly recommend you reach out. They will friend you on Facebook if you're trying to figure out epilepsy. If you love someone with epilepsy and you're still a dude, you still like UFC and hot dogs and guns and trucks. Yeah, I said it. I love guns and UFC and hot dogs and trucks. And I love barbecue and I love a big old flame with a
Ooh,
big greasy piece of meat, on an open
I
flame. I
just
love
went
all of that. Right? And I love all of that.
ribs.
And you can be that guy and you can still have epilepsy. And you
It
can
doesn't make you any
understand that
less.
the man you are and the good you are is because of Jesus saving you and because of God in your life and all the good things and great women in your life and great men in your life and great UFC fights and delicious steaks off a grill and hitting the
Now I'm
target with
getting
that 9 with
hungry.
the one-handed shot. All of those things are because God loves you and has blessed you and rolling that truck around town. Trust, I know. I love it too. Wife in just driving with the wife in the car, good music playing. God has blessed you, and I understand what that is. So, you can have epilepsy and still be a guy and still have great relationships with amazing women like this and be
That's right.
thankful and allow these women to lift you up. That makes you a stronger man, not a weaker man. As Enrique
Yes.
says, you can't deal with epilepsy and be no punk. So
That's right. We need that as a quote. We need that as a quote now. That's
And
so
I love it.
beautiful.
You have epilepsy. You're not a punk.
That's
That needs to
perfect.
be a sticker. That needs to be
Literally.
an actual sticker. You're
I'll
not
make
a
it.
punk if you have epilepsy. Nobody has epilepsy and is a punk.
I,
No
and we're
punks
gonna make those.
allowed.
We,
No
we,
Hashtag
punks allowed.
epilepsy.
yes.
Hashtag epilepsy. No punks allowed.
I love that.
And
Yeah,
one thing to remember,
seriously. I'm
we
going to
said
write
last
that one down. That's a sticker right there.
yeah, and then one thing to remember, we forgot. Well, we didn't forget, but I forgot to run it. My fault here. But boom, I'm gonna run this at the very end. 26 is the year we do things not at the speed of light, but at the speed of love.
Yes.
And if people are pressuring you, if people are demanding time from you, you don't feel you have to give, let them know. I am sorry, but the king or queen will not be summoned today, as it says on the bottom of our screen.
Yeah, I was reading it too.
You may remember us talking about that earlier. If you don't, go back and look at some of our earlier episodes. We've talked about it. Yeah. And then I'll let you guys to it to close us out. Thank you guys so much for letting me share today. Thank you.
Of
Oh, I love
course.
this. I love this so
Anytime.
much.
Mike, you deserve to pop on whenever you need to. We want you to talk. We want you to come on. You are such an important part of this podcast. And
Yep.
the fact that you are a man coming on talking about your epilepsy, that takes a lot of confidence and courage. So I just want to thank you. Seriously. It's such an amazing experience seeing you talk about that, knowing and giving your
Yep.
information to all of these men too. And
Well,
showing
yeah,
them that yeah, and showing them that it is even though you have epilepsy as a man, doesn't make you any less,
Yeah.
right?
and I
Yeah.
know that our spaces, all the Facebook spaces, are about 70 or higher percent women than men. And so, if there are women in these groups dealing with men with epilepsy, like my wife, like Lisa, hopefully I can help y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully you can go, oh, my husband or son or whoever would never say these words, but I can clearly observe this is what they're going through. And I can help
Mm,
them because this dude talked through it on this show or on the post. So I'm dealing with a man going through the same thing. The dudes don't want to talk about this. Is not who we are. You know what I mean? We want to talk about the trucks and the beach
mhm.
and the football. We don't want to talk about this. So hopefully I can hopefully help you have a guide. And as we said, I don't know if you heard Lisa, but I want to remind is that one more time. I'm so sorry going long. It's okay to feel the rage, and it's okay to feel out of control, and it's okay to understand that uh it's okay to understand that you're going through this and these medicines are making you do this. It's just not okay to hurt anybody else because of it. You know what I mean? So that's the most important part. And in again, yes. So you want to do that part. Sorry, dealing with something over on the side. But it's okay to feel anger. It's okay to feel out of control. It's okay to feel rage.
Mhm.
It's just not okay to hurt anybody else.
Yeah.
Be aware. Find your
Mhm.
quiet place. Find your
Yep.
rage closet. Beat up your
Mhm.
pillow. Go to
Yep.
your room. Do what you gotta do and understand it's something you have to deal with.
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys. I once again will leave. Let you guys close it out. Thank you so much.
We
Love
love it
it.
here.
Love it. Well, thank you so much today, Mike. Thank you for joining us, everybody in the audience.
Oh,
We love you.
now I
I'm
can't
sure we're
hear
going to have a
Lisa.
great, we have some good guests coming up. So please make sure that you plug into the group. And we love you from Faces of Epilepsy, The Feed, Mike Hall, and Alyssa Servideo. I'm Lisa Griggs, and we love you. Mwah.
Oh boy!
Well, hello, everybody. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to be here with everybody today. I am Lopez Griggs. I'm here with my co-host, Alyssa Servideo, out
Hello,
there in
guys.
Jersey. Oh my gosh. Alyssa, how are you today, honey?
I am doing amazing, especially because it's International Epilepsy Day.
It is. This is a really big deal.
Huge deal. Are we kidding? Oh,
Yeah, this is a really big deal. It's a really big deal because it's actually International Epilepsy Day. There's over 50 million people globally that have epilepsy. So this is a great day to bring awareness, education, to those people that are, living with epilepsy. And then of course the caretakers and those that love them, right? Which is basically what the feed is about. It's about epileptics like yourself, caretakers like myself. Obviously, we've got our amazing producer in the background, Mike Hall, who is also an epileptic. And, of course, we are called The Feed, which is standing for Faces of Epilepsy Everyday, which is this incredible brand. Yes.
beautiful.
So excited about that. We basically all came together with this common vision, Alyssa, to be able to just help spur on this movement of community so that epileptics would not feel alone. They would feel like they belong to something, and they would feel like they're contributing, adding value, and that most importantly, that their stories are heard. And I'm so excited that we are moving into so many exciting things with even the Faces of Epilepsy ambassadors, that we're going
Yes.
to have.
We got a lot coming.
Nationwide. So this is like, it just keeps getting better and better. And I see the numbers of our group just continuing to grow. I think when I looked this morning, we're over 850 right now. So little by little,
we're growing.
1,000 mark. Yes. So we have a contest coming up, a couple of contests. And then also you have something to share with everybody where we're doing some prize giveaways. So we have some contests going on. We just want to mention it to everybody in the groups because this is a really special day for us, is that we are trying to get to 1,000 right now. That's our next milestone within the Faces of Epilepsy group that we have. And you can go to facesofepilepsy.me and it'll take you right to the Faces of Epilepsy group on Facebook. But one of the things that we're going to do is from now until when we reach 1,000, all those people that have been invited in, we're going to put them into a drawing. And then also we've got other ways of tracking, like who did you invite that actually came into the group? And then we're also going to give prizes out to those as well. So what do you think, Alyssa? What other things we got going on? I know we got beanies. We got all kinds of stuff. I think Mike has something that we're giving away.
Yeah. First of all, hearing that is incredible. So guys, please hop on that. You're not going to find anything else like it. And what she was saying, I got beanies, right? So me and Love Your Melon, if you can see, we are partnering. I've got a bunch of different colors. I've got dark purple. I've got cream. I've got lavender. This is what it looks like on the side. I've got navy, and I have gray. And I have 9 gray, 6 light purple, 9 cream, 8 dark purple, and 9 navy. So what we're going to do with this giveaway, I'm going to put it in the Faces of Epilepsy group. And all you're going to have to do is just DM one of us if you want a beanie, and we will send you one, and they're free. But the only thing you would have to cover is the shipping, but it should be around $5 to $7 depending on where you are. International shipping, we're going to figure that out for you if you are international. But guys, I'm telling you, this is so beautiful, especially because Love Your Melon is loving your head, right? Epilepsy is a chronic illness of the head, So guys, please, please, please get on this. And I know that Mike has a couple of giveaways as well. So
yeah, Mike has some awesome giveaways. And I think also too, we might have a little angel that has fluttered by and said that they might cover the shipping on that. So we get all these beanies out to whoever's winning them or wants them, or wants to represent Faces of Epilepsy through being an ambassador. We certainly want to make sure that we get you one. So even if you can't cover the shipping, we'll just say Faces of Epilepsy, the